Hello, and welcome to Starting Points, where one thing leads to another. Here's an example. Looking at owls and thinking about Farley Mowat and his story about owls in the family. And Farley names his first owl Wol, W-O-L, after Winnie the Pooh's owl in Winnie the Pooh. So here's Winnie the Pooh. And goodness me, trees play quite a part. The bee tree. What else did I mark? I marked, that Christopher lived in a tree. That they're in the spinney. They're in the spinney, and they're walking around in a circle. That great sequence in their footprints in the snow. And Christopher's up in a tree, and he's looking down and sees what they're up to. I mean, the stories are just rich. Here's a scene with Wol and Christopher at Christopher's house towards the end of the book. Now, I mentioned that with my students, grade 4s and 5s, we would read 24 books in 2 years. And this was one of them. Now, there's lots of conversation, lots of humor, and it just goes beautifully. We would follow it up with, of course, The House at Pooh Corner. Now, you may also be surprised to know that I'd used it with a grade 9 class, 35 students, and I don't know that they all liked it, but I do know that some of them loved it. They were at an age where they could appreciate all the subtle humor that goes on. So so anyway, there's 2 of the read alouds we used, and great to back it up. Each student had their own copy, and a wonderful book. It was so wonderful that, and so funny that a fellow by the name of Frederick Cruz decides to write a book called The Pooh Perplex, and treats it as literary criticism, different ways that different teachers might teach Winnie the Pooh at a college level. And I just thought that it was a hoot. Now, I thought I put a little mark in here, but oh, yeah, here it is. Different people writing about different sequences of things that happen in the book, and it's a hoot. It really for adults, and I got it as a hardcover as well. Just a great story. Now, someone fairly recently decided that he was going to make a sequel, a follow-up. And so here's the follow-up. And it's called Return to the 100-Acre Wood. It's we got a different artist. The man that wrote it is David Benedictus. Well, I wasn't sure that I wanted to give it a try, but it was a library discard, and once I started into it, I said, hey, this is nice. I enjoyed it. And so that's a branch that connects with that Winnie the Pooh. Then somebody came up with the idea of the Tao of Pooh. And it's again a hoot. It's delightful. And the hoots don't stop. Someone else decides they're going to come up with a Pooh's workout book. And you know, Pooh has a little problem with his weight, I guess. And there's a chapter in here I just was leafing through again, and exercise to get something done. You know, that you actually accomplish something. And so they're thinking about, Piglet's thinking about how, for example, planting acorns. You see, digging a hole is good for your arm muscles because of having to push the shovel in and out of the earth. So it is. And putting the acorn in the hole has a kind of bending over action in it, which presumably benefits the waste. Indeed. And then there's some shoveling, of course, to fill the hole again and cover the acorn. And then you have to leap up and down on the dirt to flatten it. Let's see, digging, bending over, and so forth. And then there's planting acorns, techniques and tips. And what do you think, Pooh? Well, it'd be nice to have something left over for after later. And he says, now, if we could work a different accomplishment into an exercise. Such as what, Pooh? Oh, there are many possibilities, but I was thinking, well, what about filling honey jars? Just for example, of course. He looked away. It's one possibility. He scratched the ground with his paw. Out of many. What would you fill the honey jars with, Pooh? I asked. He seemed surprised. Why, honey, of course. Where will you get the honey to fill the jars with, Pooh? He was ready to withdraw the proposal on the spot. Never mind, he said. It was just a thought. Actually, there's something in that, I said, Pooh. If you work it right, there's a good deal of exercise in filling a honey jar, and an accomplishment as well, as the two of you gallantly proved on Eeyer's birthday one time. Well, I mean, somebody's having a lot of fun, and that's what reading should be. Part of reading. Now, one other little branch that might go off in terms of curiosity. A lot of it's dealing with the language of A.A. Milne, but as I showed at the start, the illustrations were of interest. Now, this book, you can't really tell too much from it. Oh my goodness, I got it as a remaindered book for $1. It's called Drawn from Memory. And who's doing the drawing? Who did the drawing in these books? Well, this is by Ernest Shepard. So it's about his life, and it's filled with drawings and things that happened in his growing up memories. And fascinating. So I always enjoyed his artwork so much, and it was great to find a book that he spoke about his life. Well, thanks for joining me. Until next time, bye for now.